Hey Nintendo fans, I'm Umbra, and in this video I'll be sharing 10 more quick tips for Mario Strikers Battle League that will start simple and become more advanced as we go through the video. And thanks to your motivational comments, I'll have a bonus 11th tip at the end of the video that you won't want to miss. Now, let's get started with number 1. For this tip, we're going to learn some shooting strats. Knowing how to aim your shots will make all the difference in how many goals you can score. For example, you can aim low to do a shot that has a better chance at rebounding if blocked. Do this by moving the left stick like so. I often like to aim in the corner opposite of Boom Boom, but no matter where you place the shot, shooting while in front of the goal is always best. But to really rack up the points, pay attention to Boom Boom. Notice how he moves and follows the action. You'll score more often if you can take a shot from center while he's repositioning. So pass it around to get his feet shuffling and then take your shot. For the second tip, I'm going to simply suggest that you start moving around more while you have the ball. When a defender approaches you, it's tempting to just pass right away, or to go for a dodge and keep moving forward all the time. But there's nothing wrong with giving them the old shimmy. This is always good against aggressive opponents that like to spam tackle at every opportunity. And it doesn't cost you any stamina. But for when you do need to dodge, this next tip will really help you out. And that is to use the right stick to dodge instead of R and left stick combined. I discovered this on accident last night, and it has changed everything. You can literally just flick the right stick in whatever direction you want to go and get a clean dodge every time. This means no more dodging into tackles because you're flustered trying to press R while changing the direction of your dribbling. Just no more.
I said no more!
If you didn't know about this one, give it a try. And let me know if you have a better time dodging with this method like I do. Much like the bonus tip coming up at the end of this video, number 4 is another one that was inspired by my comments section, and that is to learn how to intercept effectively. I think we all probably struggled with the chain cup at first. That's because trying to intercept passes can be really frustrating until you get a feel for it. And even then, you're kind of at the mercy of where your AI is standing at the time. It's done by pressing either A or B when in front of an incoming pass. This doesn't work on perfect passes, which are the passes with the lightning effect around them. The most effective way I've found to get steals is to swap as soon as the pass happens if you're able to react. But it's a lot easier to get steals if you're anticipating the pass. If you swap early enough, you can position your character for the steal, and even if you don't get the steal, you'll still be in a good position defensively. So don't be frustrated. One thing you should never do is mash L and A and B to rapidly switch characters and just hope for the best, although I totally relate sometimes. And to be honest, it can work, but try learning it the clean way before defaulting to panic mode. I would recommend practicing on the chain cup actually. Number 5, it's all about timing. Perfect passes can't be intercepted, perfect shots are more likely to go in, and perfect tackles can stop even the strongest characters. The best thing to do early on is to just go into a CPU match and just practice moving the ball around with perfect passes. A good exercise I do is to land a certain number of perfect passes in a row before finishing with a perfect shot right in front of the goal. And a good tip for landing perfect lob passes and shots every time is to press the button as soon as you see your character jump. It makes it a lot easier to time if you just use that as a visual cue. Tip number 6, it's all about hyper strikes. I know I said there was a bonus tip at the end of the video, but here I'm giving out 2 tips about hyper strikes. For one, try to save one item for when you grab the hyper strike. With this, you can basically just walk into the opponent's zone and perform a hyper strike for free. If anyone even approaches you while you're charging, just launch the item to stop them in their tracks. Tip number 2 for hyper strikes, forget about hyper strikes. I know not using the cool power-up may seem bad, but hey, just remember, while you're holding the hyper strike, they can't get one. Your opponent is going to start playing a bit more aggressively, because they think you're going to launch an unskippable cutscene on them. But if you don't have an item, I think it's better to just make some quick passes while your opponent is so focused on tackling you. Getting a quick single goal thanks to their overcommitment on defense is better than getting tackled because you tried to force a hyper strike. Now on number 6, I know I just said it was all about hyper strikes, but actually if you think about it, it's really all about items. For tip number 7, let's focus on the mushroom. You can use this to get a boost and go on a killing spree, sure, but I prefer to use it on offense to get a clean breakaway for a charged perfect shot in Boom Boom's face. The mushroom is still pretty strong on defense too though, but I never like holding this item, and I feel like those opportunities don't come up often. I don't know, let me know which one is better, using the mushroom on offense or defense. For number 8, learn to body block shots. Standing in front of a shot to block it is totally viable, and it will save your Boom Boom from embarrassing himself like he tends to do. If If you have no chance of tackling someone that is charging up a shot, then tackle into the shot instead. This one feels easier with big body characters like DK or Bowser, but anyone can do it. For number 9, we're getting a little fancier. You need to start canceling your shots and slides to mix your opponent up. For slide tackles, you can threaten with a charge bar and just let it go. I'm sure we've all naturally just done this when giving up on a tackle, but it can also be a good way to bait out dodges for easier tackles. And to bait out tackles, you should start canceling your charge shots. You can do this by pressing the dodge button while you're charging your shot. It's pretty great. For the final tip, I'm going to recommend that you learn the ins and outs of free passing. It's a tricky technique to master, but luckily I have a full video covering this on my channel already. You can watch that and more guides by clicking the playlist at the end of the video. Which reminds me, it's the end of the video. So that means it's time for our bonus tip. Now this tip was actually hidden inside the game's case, but no one has really noticed it until now. Here it is.
Dang, that's a pretty good tip.